Just take it out, blow on it, and then put sound. Pause.
Pause. Hard pause.
Yes, it's live now.
Yes.
These people.
No, not these people. Okay, we ain't running the show. All right.
That person.
Yo, what's going on, man? I just got a massive wave of deja vu. I'm not really sure why, but it feels good to be here for another Wednesday podcast. Excited to have a really cool guest with us. So yeah, man, let's jump right into it. I'm ready to go.
That's my.
What is up, y'all? Like Kev said, I just a weird sense of deja vu. I feel like I've done this before. Hope you guys are, live in the chat. We are always going to respond, and glad our guest is here. And let's get into some gaming topics today.
Man, I'm just ready for more of this nonsense and tomfoolery. Like it's all. I wish people could see like a behind the scenes of all the dumb stuff that happens.
No, you don't.
But if I do, y'all might get canceled. But I'm down for it.
No,
Either
sir,
way,
not
man,
allowed.
I'm halfway excited. I'm almost excited, man. Let's get it going.
Exciting game week. A lot of news coming out, and so yeah, let's jump right in.
Oh man, thank you for that intro. That made me laugh. Hey, I'm old, so when you get old, you just start speaking the truth, man. That's all those videos are.
Truth.
Oh man, where do I begin? So like I said before, I'm old, so I've been doing this for a long time. I started podcasting in 2006 because I saw Danny, aka Godfrey, the host, the creator of Gamertag Radio, which has been around since 2005. That was a podcast I used to, listen to back in the day. They inspired me to want a podcast. So then I did my own podcast from 06 to 2011. It's called Uncle Gamer Radio. Had a good run doing that. My co-host at the time took a job with EA, so I decided that I was going to retire because, I had already done it all by 2011, right? But Danny was always had been a great friend of mine. He had helped me along the way. Like I said, inspired me, helped me to become a podcaster early on. So we remained friends that entire time. So in 2013, there was a game called Bioshock Infinite that came out. And I really loved that game. So they had me come on and we were just chopping it up on the podcast about Bioshock Infinite. They got a lot of great feedback about that episode. So lo and behold, long story short, they asked me, hey, would you like to start coming on the podcast? And I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do this full time. That's a lot, right?
It is.
I don't think I've missed an episode since, you know what I'm saying, since 2013. But part of the great thing with Gamertag Radio is, like I said, Danny, Pete, Mandy, just everyone that's been a part of that show over the years, we've always been friends. We're like a family. I got those my brothers and sister, to be frank. And it's just been a great ride over the last few years. We've had opportunity talk a lot of different people in the industry, just see a lot of things, literally travel the globe because of video games. So I'm always appreciative and thankful for the opportunities that have come our way over the years. And, here we are now, man, going into 2020. And like I said, this Xbox event is going to happen tomorrow. I'm excited to see that. And I guess the one thing people will know about me, and like you alluded to before, I'm very opinionated. I kind of don't hold back, when I have an opinion on something, for better or worse. I'm not always right. I mean, I can catch it just as much as I can give it, right? But that's part of the fun of this, man, being able to talk about the gaming industry. Like, matter of fact, you and I got into it. Not got into it, but part of why I'm on here now is because you had an opinion about something, and I was like, I don't agree, and here's why. But that's part of the thing. Part of, at least me, anyways. It's like I may be very opinionated, but I try to back up my opinion with why I think it is. I'm not just, well, Halo sucks. Well, why does it suck? It sucks because of this. I don't think Halo sucks. I think it's great, but you get my point. So, I mean, that's me in a nutshell. Like I said, I've been doing this podcasting thing for a very long time, and it's always been a passion of mine. And we'll see where it goes in this next gen, man. But I'm pretty excited to see it.
For the people who haven't had the opportunity to hear one of you guys' episode, where can they find Game Attack Radio, listen to it? You guys on a weekly schedule, a couple of days? How can the people listen to the podcast?
Oh, yeah, sure. So we record twice a week. Typically new episodes come out every Monday and Thursday, unless there's like a special event or something. We delay it, like this Xbox event. We won't have an episode ready right away Thursday morning. We'll do something after the event with our impressions, but twice a week we do a podcast. We typically record it live on Twitch, so people can watch us when we record live. And you can find us gamertagradio.com. Our main home is audioboom.com as far as our podcasting host. But we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Cast, basically anywhere that you can find a podcast, you can find Gamertag Radio.
That's awesome, man. Make sure you guys go support Gamertag Radio. Support my guy here. But like he alluded to, we had not got into it, but we had a nice healthy debate on Twitter. And I hit him up. I was like, hey, man, you got to come on 2XP because I would like to continue this conversation. Because, I mean, it's rare that I can, talk with somebody on Twitter and they not get, butthurt and they ain't going to have a conversation. That's a rare thing to find on Twitter. People who can actually have a conversation.
On the internet in general.
Yeah, and actually state their opinion. So one of the things we talked about, which is our first topic today, is as you guys know, tomorrow we're getting Microsoft's Inside Xbox, and it will be a third-party event. So for people who aren't paying attention, you won't see the Halos and Fables of the world. It's going to be about their third-party partners, things like that. So one of the things that I brought up on Twitter, and I said, unless Microsoft has some type of exclusivity, whether it's a skin or a level or a time exclusivity marketing deal, it is a waste of time. Just because, in my opinion, the PlayStation has such a bigger audience. The games typically are going to sell more on the Sony side. So you give gamers who have both a reason to buy the game on Xbox. So before I get to the panel, I do want to go back to Paris and get his thoughts on that. Because I do feel like, because with Sony, you got games like the Call of Duties, or if it's Watch Dogs, there's something, they have an exclusive marketing deal, but they're giving you an extra level, some extra skin, something. With Microsoft, it's typically, we're going to show the commercial, and the commercial, there's an Xbox logo, which I'm not saying that does nothing, but I think it's a waste of money, in my opinion, if I get nothing out of it. But I do want to get your thoughts on that, Paris.
So, yeah, like I said, we were having a conversation on Twitter, and I disagree with you in this sense that I'll take Destiny as an example. Destiny is a game that, I've been playing since the jump. I love that game. Everybody knows I'm a huge Destiny fan. Now, I chose the PlayStation 4 back in 2014 because of exactly what you're saying. There was exclusive things on the PlayStation for Destiny, and I'm like, well, if I got to choose, I guess I'm gonna go play on PlayStation then, because that's where they're gonna have some exclusive weapons, gear, and all that. Well, as the years went along with Destiny, guess what? All that exclusive stuff sucked. So it really didn't matter, that I was on PlayStation to play Destiny, because any of the real quest items, gear, weapons, whatever, they stopped making the exclusive ones relevant because guess what? It was pissing off the rest of the community. Like, why can't I have Hawkmoon as an example if this is such an amazing gun? Why did you gatekeep that on PlayStation and make an exclusive? I'm an Xbox player, I'm a PC player, etc. So what and like I said, I agree with you. Let's say 3-4 years ago that mattered, but what we've seen is, and like you bring up Call of Duty as an example, any of the exclusive items that PlayStation may have for Call of Duty, they're relevant to the overall experience of the game. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Call of Duty they timed exclusive some survival mode or something. I remember some controversy about that. And guess what? The rest of the Call of Duty community got mad that they did that. Why can't we? Yeah. So there you go. Spec Ops. They're like, well, why can't I play that day one? That's dumb. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make when I say it doesn't matter anymore is you're not going to see these developers and third-party publishers make relevant items exclusive anymore because the community has spoken and they don't necessarily like that. So the reason like you bring up Microsoft, and because Phil Spencer has even said he doesn't even like to do that. So which clearly we've seen over the last few years because you don't really see that gatekeeping of exclusive items on the Xbox platform. Cyberpunk, as an example. All the marketing for Cyberpunk has gone through Xbox. The initial trailers that we've seen, Keanu Reeves coming out on stage, all that, it's all gone through Xbox. So from a console level, you think Xbox before you think PlayStation when you think of Cyberpunk, right? So if someone has a PlayStation and an Xbox, they're probably going to go pick up the Xbox version of Cyberpunk because all the marketing has been geared towards that platform. So when you think of it that way, like even Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where are you about to see the first, gameplay impressions of it? You're going to see that on Xbox. But Ubisoft, it would riot if Ubisoft all of a sudden said, now get the exclusive Thor hammer only on Xbox. You can't get it on PlayStation. People would get pissed off. They get mad. They'd be like, well, I want the hammer too. Why are you doing this? But at the same time, and look, I understand at PlayStation, there's more consoles out there. There's a higher user base. Ultimately, these third-party games, more people, regardless of the marketing, will wind up buying. You'll have more sales on PlayStation than you will on Xbox, at least this generation, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the point that I was trying to make, I know I'm super long-winded. I'm sorry.
No,
but
you're
the
good,
point
brother.
That I'm
Break it down.
But the point that I'm trying to make to you is I think it's smarter for Microsoft and PlayStation to just do these marketing deals, these non-exclusive marketing deals where every time you see a commercial for it, anytime someone steps on a stage, anytime you see gameplay, their logo is the one that you see versus spending all this money to get an exclusive item for a period of time that ultimately is just going to piss off half the player base anyways. So that was my argument to you, that I don't think the exclusive items matter anymore. And like I said, I know it's super long-winded to get to a simple answer.
No. You definitely, because I definitely wanted to get your understanding, and I definitely get what you're coming from. It does seem like you don't see it as much, even on the PlayStation side. You don't see it as much as you used to. I guess in my mindset, I'm just thinking like, hey, if we're getting, let's say tomorrow, which we're going to see a lot of games that are most likely going to be marketed with Xbox, so when they coming on their stage. I just would like to see them be a little bit more aggressive. And we know, like you said before, Phil Spencer, that's not his type of deal. But it could have been skin. It could have been get your exclusive Master Chief boots or something. I'd have been like, okay, cool. Something that you wouldn't get on PlayStation anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I'll definitely get the rest of the panel's thoughts about this topic.
Well, let me say this one thing. You were saying you wanted Xbox to be more aggressive. I would argue that they have been extremely aggressive with third-party marketing and things over the past couple of years. Arguably, the biggest game that we're going to see this year, they have, not PlayStation. So when you think of it that way, I take it even further. The two of the biggest games that we're going to see this year, Valhalla and Cyberpunk, are Xbox marketed games. Sure, there is an exclusive title to it, but like I was saying before, with the first time you think of those games, you ain't thinking PlayStation, you're thinking Xbox.
True.
So in that sense, they are being aggressive because they're going after the big AAA third-party titles.
True. I 100% get that. I'm just wondering for people like us, most of us own multiple platforms, both platforms. I mean, where you, and even if, for instance, like most of my third-party games I have on Xbox, necessarily on PlayStation. Let's say someone who's primarily a PlayStation gamer, what's going to get them to buy the Xbox version? I mean, they're going to know, I have a PlayStation, I'm going to get it on. I have Cyberpunk, I'm going to get it on PlayStation. Like, why not give them a reason? Oh, snap, let me get my Xbox around because this particular skin or this particular character isn't on PlayStation.
But let me ask you this question though: Is like you said, is the Master Chief boot gonna be enough for you to want to go play on Xbox?
Terrible example, I'll admit.
No. I'm just because hey, look, about 5 years ago that would have freaking happened. So no, I don't think that's crazy to say. So would some exclusive vanity item or a timed exclusive mode be enough for you? Like, let's forget a single player game, a game that has actual multiplayer in it, right? Mm-hmm. Is that going to be enough for you to abandon where all your friends are playing at to go over to this other mode? I argue no.
For multiplayer, no way for multiplayer. Yeah. There's no way.
But you pretty much just said it. Abandon where all your friends are playing. People will go where their friends are. Mm-hmm. People buy consoles just because their friends, most of their friends have that one versus the one they may have wanted to play on to begin with.
Fastback says, I believe COD, Destiny, and Star Wars and BF marketing sold as much or more as PS4 exclusives, and third-party games make a big difference. He had a friend who at work thought Red Dead Redemption 2 was a PS4 exclusive.
And you can see a lot of...
That's another point right there.
That is a great point. Go ahead. My bad.
Because most of the games that I've been seeing, a lot of games that I've been seeing, actually for the last few years, when I see a commercial, for example, Assassin's Creed Origins, that's a game I was super excited about, right? All the marketing was for Xbox. Every last bit. If I did not know personally, like if I didn't pay attention to those things, I think it was an Xbox exclusive. I didn't pay attention
to the casual gamer, to the casual non-hardcore gamer.
It's an exclusive. So,
but then you could go. I don't know. Maybe me and Kev will have a different angle on this. Is if you are buying Cyberpunk, on PC, if you go through GOG, you will get more exclusives than if you buy it through Xbox or PS4 and all that. I remember when Rise of the Tomb Raider came out, and it was a timed exclusive on Xbox, and people were mad. But when the timed exclusive was over, it was when the 20th anniversary of the game was, so they released a special edition for PS4. I think it depends. Like Paris was saying, it depends on what it is, but I don't think that's enough to sway anymore because people don't like. It's that FOMO. They don't want to miss out on something, but they're also not going to drop $500 for a console and then $60 for a game just to buy it where their friends aren't, and just so they can get this exclusive when they know I'll wait 6 months, I'll get the gaudy version or the gold version, and I'll get the whole thing for half price.
And then these companies go to walk a thin line when it comes to exclusive content, because you want it to be something that will incentivize somebody to come over to that side, but at the same time, you don't want it to be so significant that people that don't have it will make a whole thing out of it.
Mm-hmm. And that's a very fine line to walk with marketing and all that stuff, because where do you draw the line? Like when Rise of Tomb Raider was exclusive for 6 months, I was mad. I remember that. I was mad because I'm like, I want to play this game. It's a 20th anniversary. But then they showed what would happen on PS4 for the anniversary edition. I'm like, I'm still mad, but I'm glad that I got that version instead, because you had to upgrade and you had to buy the season pass, or it didn't have season pass at that time. You had to buy the DLC and all that stuff to get what happened when the base released for the PS4 anniversary edition.
I think a nice move would be, y'all gonna laugh when I use this example, but a nice move to make would be something like what Phoenix Labs does with Dauntless. Have something different for everybody on each platform.
Don't bring up Dauntless. Loves that game.
All praise Dauntless.
But yeah, have something different for everybody on each platform.
But then you get into the thing like Overwatch. There's people that play it just for the cosmetics, and if it's exclusive to certain things, what are you gonna do? Because they're gonna be like, I want that, but I'm not paying for this console.
But here's the
especially
thing:
Overwatch.
here's the point everybody wants to hide from. You can't make everybody happy all the time.
No, you can't.
You just cannot. And in trying to make everybody happy, you end up making
especially in this community with gaming.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's impossible.
So sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
I think that boils down to what we were talking about. What was it 2 weeks ago with what the logo is going to be like on the Series X? Are they going to cut out a portion with lights in it? Are they going to lay a badge on it? It's like people complained about the tiny PS4 light. They complained about the light on the controller. Sometimes you just can't make everybody happy. So just shut up and enjoy it.
No, you can never make everybody.
I guess part of me
That's true.
Don't even try.
That's true.
Part of me, because I do have I mean, it's not. I guess I make it obvious. I have an Xbox bias. Okay, I admit it. Whatever, So one bad to say, hey,
Boy.
Dallas, I got Anthem and I got this Spartan suit on that you ain't got. Sometimes you want that. It's all fun. On Twitter, but to kind of continue what we're on, but moving on just a little bit. So tomorrow is the May 7th event, and we're going to be getting a lot of gaming news. Where's our excitement level on this? I do want to start with Paris. Like, where's our excitement level for this event tomorrow? Knowing this is kicking off Summer Game Fest.
I'm pretty excited for it. Just for exactly what you're saying. This is kicking off the summer of games, and we're going into a next generation. So there's going to be some surprise new IPs and all that. Now, Aaron Greenberg and a few others have already said, look, temper expectations for tomorrow. Like, I already know Cyberpunk ain't gonna be there tomorrow, so like, okay, take that off the list. Even with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the creative director came out and stated that this is not a gameplay demo. It is a tease using the game engine. So we're actually going to see it in game, but you're not going to have somebody with a controller actually going through, through a level or something like that. But Phil Spencer did say we're going to be seeing new games that have never shown up on an Xbox stage before. So that's exciting. It's just exciting to see what is it going to be. I mean, the only Series X gameplay we've had so far was at the Game Awards for Hellblade 2. So let's see what these party companies are going to be able to do with that Series X hardware. I'm excited to see it, man. And then this, just like you said, it just kicks off all these other companies now being able to start showing their games, and it's just gonna, it's gonna go into June and obviously culminate in July when Xbox has the big event. But like the thing that we've been talking about on our show is you also got to think by these companies, again, the marketing deals coming out tomorrow, it now and now we've actually seen the Series X, them played on the Series X. When they start doing their events, they can now be more open. So, because I guarantee you, when Ubisoft has their event, guess what? They're probably going to have someone actually do an actual gameplay demo of Assassin's Creed Valhalla now, because now, Xbox can say, okay, we've shown our Series X gameplay. You're now free to go do whatever you want to go do. So more than anything, that's why I'm excited. Like, let's get this out of the way so the rest of the events can take shape. And we, like I said, we get past all this marketing deal BS of who can show what when, and just start showing all the games.
So let me ask you this before we get to the rest of the panel. Do you think there, and I kind of talked about this on Twitter, do you think there's any chance we will see those third-party exclusive games like the Tell Me Whys and stuff like that? Like, maybe everything there isn't multi-plat. Maybe there are some third-party partners there that are there to show games that are exclusive to the Microsoft platform.
I think what's been the new trend the last couple of years that they've been doing first on Xbox.
Yeah.
So maybe like there's a window, a time where, it'll be playable on Xbox before it comes over, to PlayStation 4, the Switch or whatever. If anything, and I don't know if this will be in the event today, I think Game Pass is going to, well, obviously we know they're going to do smart delivery. That's going to be a big marketing check. But I think Game Pass is also potentially a big marketing chip for them to say, hey, it's on PlayStation, it's on PC, but guess what? If you sub to us, you ain't got to pay for it again. We already got it. It's Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? So maybe there's a Game Pass time window because, I mean, ironically enough, Red Dead Redemption 2 comes to Game Pass tomorrow as well. So maybe, so maybe we start seeing some more third-party agreements for Game Pass, and maybe some day and date third-party agreements as well. Maybe not like big AAA games, but maybe some AA and indie type games. Like what was that? What was it? what was it? Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
It's
You
on
know,
there, yeah.
Big to be
is
on
on
Game
Game
Pass.
Pass. As an example. So that's the kind of stuff I'm hoping, we get to see tomorrow. But they already said it's not going to be as long as you expect. It's under an hour. So we'll see. I'm excited for it, though.
Hey, you heard it here first confirmed. Paris said the Cyberpunk 2077 is coming to Game Pass day one. No, I'm
You trying to kill the boy?
You trying to get me in trouble.
Hey,
Glorious
man, damn.
Kev says blank Game Pass because it's only on console Game Pass. Streets of Rage is on PS.
It's on
PC
PC.
Game Pass.
It's on PC.
I
Yeah, it's on
downloaded it.
PC. Mhm.
so apologize.
I'm on
sir.
there every day.
Apologize.
Uh,
So okay,
any
I was
truth to the
joking.
rumors of any truth to the rumors of Cyberpunk being on Game Pass on day of date? We got Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds, was that it?
But I think that's after. That was because Microsoft had bought the studio.
Yeah,
True,
they
but they
own them
didn't
now.
need to put it on there. They didn't need
Obviously,
to
I
on day
know-
one at least.
I know of no rumors of this. I was literally just saying that to get Paris riled up a little bit. No way. Oh, we have a super chat. You go ahead and read it. And
I'll read
Go
it.
ahead and read it.
Echelon 7 The Dark donated, super chatted us $2. Says, Hugger is sexy ASF. Fame, God bless your health, bro. Thank you.
That
$2 worth of
I work
sexy,
hard
girl.
on it.
$2 worth of sexy.
I'm $2. You know what? Maybe it's because I stopped hitting on the weird token white guy. So
That was an actual comment. That was said.
Yeah.
Thank
Fastback, Red Dead is on PC. I've been playing it, and I've been doing nothing but fishing like an 80-year-old man I am. Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be on Game Pass tomorrow.
that's
PC Game Pass tomorrow.
yeah,
on PC, period.
John Jensen Outer Worlds is made now by a now first party studio, which is why I believe it was their day and day. I don't think if Microsoft had bought Obsidian, it probably wouldn't have been their day and day. Like I said, the whole thing about Cyberpunk was a complete joke. I haven't heard any rumors like that. I highly doubt it. Rockstar is.
Can you imagine?
Oh, it would melt.
They have their own PC kind of. They have GOG has their own kind of like service like that. So I don't see that happening. If they do,
it would melt the internet.
that'd be cool.
But Snips, what are your thoughts, man? Are you excited for tomorrow? You got any type of hype built up at all?
Not really, man. No, I'm the kind of dude like I don't get all amped up about that. Like, tell me what I want to know. Tell me what's like. Don't tell me shit or that's like years away or like coming next year this time. I just want to know what's coming soon. Let me know what I need to be ready for, what I should be saving for, and the rest of it, man, do whatever you want. Like I'll read about it afterwards. I'm not super hype about the press conferences and all that kind of stuff.
What? You don't want to hear about Elder Scrolls 6 that's like 4 years away?
Right?
No.
No,
The same engine.
not yet. Tell me when it's like
Same
6
engine.
months away, and then I can be like, oh, cool. Let me plan to buy this game in that time frame. That's reasonable.
I mean, you
An
got.
engine that's going to be 30 years old by the time they're ready to launch it.
Maybe.
I know.
No.
Meek is waiting on July so he can see Halo Infinite. But you got any excitement for tomorrow?
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I think I'm more excited for next month because I kind of want to see what's going on with these studios that have, Microsoft scooped up. But I mean, more video games, I'm always excited for it. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna be watching.
I mean, I'm literally going to take my lunch break at the time that the show starts because I'm super excited because I think tomorrow's show is we're finally. I know we got the Xbox Series X and the Hellblade at the Video Game Awards, but to me, in my opinion, it starts to count down to next gen. Like tomorrow starts to count down to next gen.
Oh, did you see Paris's? He laughed at you, boy.
No, I'm laughing at a question to me in the chat.
Oh, all right.
John Jensen says Starfield is coming before Elder Scrolls 6. You know what's coming before both of those? Oh God, it's that one that's been in development for like 8 years.
Scalebound?
Oh, come on,
we don't.
bro.
No. We don't.
Wow.
We don't
Not
talk about
cool.
Scalebound. It's that space one. Oh God, I had the name.
That space one?
I have
The
no
space
idea.
one. The branch off is Rogue Squadron 42. Oh my God.
We're all lost. But
Somebody please help me in the chat.
There's a question.
Been in development forever.
There's a question in the chat for Paris. At Paris, do you think that Sony is
Star
messing?
Citizen.
Oh, Star Citizen.
Do you think Sony is messing up by being quiet? What is your take on that?
Absolutely not, because the leader does not need to react to the person that's chasing them, so they can do what they want. And if you go back and look at I've been answering this question a lot because people get mad at me. But if you go back to 2013, we didn't even see the actual PlayStation 4 hardware or knew what their games lineup was going to be until June at E3. So it's still May. They have time. The rumor is they potentially are going to have some kind of event in the first week of June. So. No, they ain't got to do anything. Look, they just showed a logo at CES, and then they showed a controller, a couple months ago, right? Record impression numbers just from that. The name PlayStation still matters, and because I've been arguing with Danny about this a lot, and the fact that they've not done anything to change the narrative of them being the leader the past 7 years as we go into this next generation, they don't have to do anything. They're fine. Guess what? I bet you can't buy a PlayStation 5 this holiday. I bet you won't walk into Best Buy and see one just sitting there on the store shelf. The second they're in stock, they're going to get bought, right? As long as they have
talked about that.
Yeah, as long as they have the games. Look, PlayStation. And I know there's some Xbox bias here, but I'm just gonna say because people look. One day I hate PlayStation, one day I hate Xbox. I can't even keep up which one I'm supposed to hate these days. But the bottom line is this: PlayStation, without question, has had the best exclusive games lineup this generation, hands down. Just banger after banger after banger after banger. Right? Look, I absolutely love what Microsoft has been doing since 2016, with Play Anywhere, with Game Pass, obviously the Series X, just everything that they've been doing, Project X Cloud. But the fact remains is this: until they get the games, none of that matters. None of it matters. They need games. PlayStation has proven they have games, because I already know I can expect Horizon Zero Dawn 2, God of War 3, Spider-Man 2, Uncharted 5. They'll probably do another Last of Us. You got Ratchet and Clank. I mean, it goes on and on and on, the amount of games that PlayStation has. So until I can go down that rogues gallery with Microsoft, no. To answer the question again, PlayStation don't have to do a damn thing. They're good. Because they can put it this way: they're gonna have some kind of a show announcement this summer. So they don't, just because Microsoft is all chatty Cathy, they don't have to do that. They can keep doing what they're doing. I think they're fine.
PlayStation.
There you go. Another long-winded answer.
Yeah, that makes sense though. Like John Jensen in chat said, dude just skipped over God of War.
God of War 2.
Right.
He said God of War 3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He skipped over 2.
That's more to the point.
Technically, it's God of War 4, and then the next one will be God of War 5.
That's more to the point because you didn't even have to mention it to go down a whole list of games. You didn't even have to say the biggest stuff. You didn't have to say Spider-Man. You didn't have to say. That's the point right there.
They have a library.
All generation. I've been saying all generation. Hey, look, without saying Gears or Halo, give me a reason to buy Xbox.
Yeah.
And that's all I want. I want some games that I can only get there. Why else do I have a reason to buy
I think the key to
I
Microsoft
can't believe
is
you didn't bring up Knack though.
the key to Microsoft is
You know what? I bet you there's a Knack in launch. I bet you Sony Japan got something.
Oh yeah. As long as they don't bring back, what was that game? The one where it was a launch title where you were the soldier with the green helmet or the yellow helmet and you took drugs. Haze.
Oh, yep. Wow.
I think one thing we have to consider with Microsoft is that, not saying they're not trying to sell you a console, because they are. They're trying to sell you an ecosystem. Yep. And I think that's the key for Microsoft. You can say, well, give me a reason to buy an Xbox. They're gonna say, I'm gonna give you a reason to join our ecosystem. You can get a PC. We don't care. You can play these games on your phone. We don't care. I think they're more not necessarily. They want to sell your console. Don't get me wrong, but they want to sell you on the ecosystem. That's the key thing for Microsoft next gen.
For me, the point is more, I don't care if it's a console, I don't care if it's an ecosystem, I don't care if I can play it on a Nokia phone. I just want some games.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Microsoft, you're 100% right. Microsoft at this point, cares more about you being a Game Pass sub than you go running out and spending $500 on a Series X. They're setting it up that you have choices. They're trying to bring the games to where you're comfortable to play them. Like you said, be it on the Series X, S, L, Z, Y, whatever many they're going to have, right? Play it Project X Cloud on whatever, device streaming. Obviously, the PC is going to be an option. That's what they're trying to do. Because if you look at Microsoft overall as a company, they're becoming a services company and they're turning games into a service too. But PlayStation doesn't have to do that model. They're still doing the traditional model of saying, we're confident enough in our games that you buy a PlayStation 5 because you're going to want to play Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, all down the list. And guess what? We ain't giving you no subscription service. You will give us $60 and you're going to like it. And guess what? We're all going to be dumb enough and say, here you go. And give it to them because that's what happens when you have good games.
A friend of mine likes to say, because all the games and stuff that Sony's been putting out this generation, he says, we'll be having a conversation like, oh, you getting a PS4? He goes, of course. Sony's got it on credit, is what he likes to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean,
according to Citizen Snips, games are coming to PC anyway.
Yeah, man. All the PlayStation games will be coming to PC anyway. I'll just wait for them. They'll come to me.
And
they got to change what they're doing though, because I'm not spent. Oh, thank you, Rain, for another $2. Damn, boy.
Game Pass equals
Game Pass equals. You go, boy.
You know what? From now on, we know Hugger reads the super chats. That way, it doesn't happen again.
All right. Game Pass equals games for everybody. All right. Oh, $5 from Echelon 7 The Dark. If any of you ran Xbox, what double A studios would you acquire and entrust to make AAA games? If I chose, it'd be Abzo and Hazelight.
They already picked up who they needed to pick up.
Hazelight. That's the studio that did.
That's a good question.
No, I know what
so
they
what,
are. The guy
question
said,
is, which AA studio would you entrust to make AAA games?
Is Remedy still considered a AA studio?
Nobody else.
Is Remedy considered a AAA studio?
It could be.
Because they should have bought Remedy a long time ago. In my opinion, I wanted Remedy in the Microsoft lineup.
Then we get to the whole thing of which system is going to have the games that we want. Paris was saying, I want games. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Give me those games. Like, I would love for Microsoft to buy Studio MDHR, the creators of Cuphead, but I don't think they'll ever do that because Studio MDHR they've said, no, we don't want to be bought by them. But I would love to see. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of AA studios.
I would say Moonlight Studios would be a good pickup.
Moon would be amazing. I mean, Ori is one of the top games that's come out twice this gen. I think a lot of people love Ori, and I think that Moon has a really close relationship with Microsoft. I just don't think that they're in a position where they want to be bought out right now either.
You know who would be good is their very, very small studio is the Game Kitchen. They made Blasphemous, and Blasphemous is an amazing Metroidvania, but I just don't think we're getting to the point where a lot of these smaller studios don't want to be bought out by the big guys.
Hey, Paris.
I mean, we've seen so many bad examples of that.
Paris, what do you think about this, the rumor of Techland that's been going on for the past, I don't know, maybe 8 to 9 months?
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, that's a pretty big studio with a pretty big IP. I mean, the amount of money that Microsoft would probably have to hand over to get a hold of them would be monumental. Look, if it happened, hey, great. But I don't think so. I just think it's people talking like there's been people talking like Microsoft's going to buy Sega. I was like, no, they're not. Wow. The amount of money it would cost to buy Sega would be insane. I don't see it happen.
I think people get caught up in, I mean, yes, Microsoft's one of the richest companies in the world, but you get caught up in how much it would actually cost and what their investment, be worth it for them at this point. I mean, I know they got the money back on Minecraft, but I think merchandise alone, they might have got their money back for Minecraft. But if you guys have any suggestions or topics or things about this topic, please drop them in the chat. We're going to move on to the next subject. So there was a recent... we know Neil Druckmann came out and talked about how The Last of Us 2 went gold. We're hearing that he cried during The Last of Us 2 gameplay. So that makes me want to ask the panel, Has there been a game that has put you in your field so
Oh.
much
Yes.
that you shed a tear? What game was it? Because for me, it was
Well-
the first Walking Dead. The
I thought it
ending.
would have been Banjo Kazooie.
So let's start with
Why was it the first Walking Dead? Why?
I know why.
the end.
What scene was it too?
The end.
Oh.
I don't want to ruin it for those who, for some reason, haven't played it. But
Bro,
we
if
know
you
what's
haven't
spoilers
played the
in this
first
here.
season of The Walking
No,
Dead,
it's
man,
not
you know how old
spoilers
that
anymore.
is?
The game's like
Yeah.
6 years old. Like you can talk about
We've
it.
hit the quota on that one. We've hit the deadline.
No, there's still people that are going to be surprised by the ending of Final Fantasy VII. What happens to Aerith? So we're not
Sorry,
going to
y'all.
spoil it.
I'm sorry, but that's the way it works. Okay.
I mean, at this point, it may not even happen, but that's a different discussion for a different time.
Yeah, that's
Hey, Paris,
Paris.
you ever cried?
What's that game that made you like teary eye and you're like, I'm a man, but this is like,
Oh no, it's that season 1 of The Walking Dead for sure. I went into that. I was like almost terrified to play the last episode. I remember I had to set it all up and make sure it was dark outside, and I came
Got
in the
the
room
tissue
and closed
box.
the door. Yeah, and then at the end, oh yeah, I was a hot mess by the end. Ironically enough, another one that I wasn't boohoo crying, but it was a scene that was emotional for me. Was Halo 3 when Chief and Cortana finally reunite? That's when you realize how special that relationship was, because it was like, because I cared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's one that always stood out to me.
oof, that because I think that's just so well acted as well that
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of games that try to convey that relationship that don't do it, but that one was just so well acted and it's just so it brings you back to that, like you can think about that moment.
You know, hey, and let's be real. I mean, we were talking about Druckmann. I mean, the first Last of Us, dude. That opening, whew, man.
Yeah.
Oh
I don't
my
think
God.
I don't think I cried, but
It
man,
hurt.
that one hit you right in the feel. Yeah.
When
I
Dom
got
died.
three. I got three that is just going to be a heartbreaking for the people that know what I'm talking about. First one is Assassin's Creed Black Flag, when spoilers, it's a 10-year-old game. When Mary Reed, when you, it's something close to that. When you rescue Mary Reed, and then she dies right outside of the prison. That gets me. And then the next one is Red Dead Redemption 1 with John Marston. Oof, that gets me every time. And then, ironically, the last one is Mass Effect 3 when the ending there. It's like, as much as it was kind of crap, that knowing that that's the end of Shepard's story and what that did to me, ooh, get me
It's
a
a
little
different
emotional
kinda
right
sad.
now.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of sad, but like John Marston and Mary Reed, ooh, those are stories that just like make me cry every time I play those.
I
Rain.
gotta say,
Rain says Master Chief might clap Cortana's cheeks in Halo Infinite.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Why you gotta ruin a moment like
I gotta say, obviously, I
super
think
chat.
everyone's Life is Strange was a good one for me.
Oh, okay.
The Walking Dead season 1 and season 2. The ending
Playing
of
through
season 2 really,
right now.
yeah, that season 2 really got me. Red Dead Redemption 2. There was a lot of after playing Red Dead Redemption 1 and then seeing a lot of the things that happened in Red Dead Redemption 2, like, you know, play out, and then how it relates to like the events of first one really hit home, especially that Unbroken scene in the Red Dead Redemption 2. As she said, Mass Effect 3, and I'd say probably Halo 4 when Cortana fully went, like seeing her go through her rampancy and stuff like that, and how Chief was just trying to like soldier through it, like, you know what I'm saying? That.
Dom's death in Halo. I mean, I'm Halo. Gears of War.
Oh
3.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
hurt, man. I
Yeah.
was like, yo, like they really played that out like that.
As soon as that Mad World hit, man.
Yeah, that hurt. Snips. Anything get you in your feels, brother? Or you too?
Nah, man.
How
Not
about
really.
you
Like,
manly man? Huh? Is that
I'm too cold
hurt?
robotic. Like if you watch me play Walking Dead, like if you say one sentence I don't like, the first opportunity I get to sacrifice you to zombies or shoot you myself, you're done. That's it.
Jesus.
I'm cold blooded, man. I separate my video game world, so I behave very differently there.
What about you, Dallas? Any game put you in your feelings?
Um. Okay, so I have a very complicated father-son relationship. So there was a part in God of War where Kratos was finally telling Atreus about his lineage and just about himself that just like hit me right here. Like the part from the time where he got sick until like him spilling the beans, the part up until like them sharing a drink, and then there was a separate part that happened. I don't want to give nothing away, but I'm gonna say the part where he was like, "Where were you?" If you know
Mm.
what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the "Where were you" part that like hit me right here. Like, no, that was longer than you thought it was. It was fair. Like that part hit me right there.
I do think a lot of people are giving Druckmann a little bit too much slack. I mean, for number one, I'm pretty sure what he's playing is emotional. Number two, he put his heart and soul into a game that he made. I'd be emotional too if a game that I made that I put so much work into was coming out and it's super emotional too. So I think everybody kind of chill on him. I mean, you can rag on him for other stuff if you want to, but a grown man crying and willing to show his feels like that, I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
And
We've
then
all
on
done it.
top of
Can I?
that, it's not even about what happened in the game. I'm 90% certain that it's got nothing to do really with
No.
the story of the game. And it's more of like when you pour your soul into something, like I've been making music most of my life. Sometimes I do it just for fun. Sometimes I make something that I go back and I listen to it and it just gives me goosebumps. Like it's
Hmm.
just all it gives you if it makes you feel something. And in that same way, if you pour your heart and soul into something for years to finally see it come to completion is a feeling that like you can't really describe it to other people.
So
Like it's
oh my bad.
emotionally overwhelming. And it's
I
something that
think if
like
you're ripping on a man for being man, woman, whatever, and maybe I'm biased in this because I'm an artist. If
and I'm
you're
saying
ripping into somebody for the fact that they've worked so hard for something, and we can go relate it to us. Kev's been doing his streams. He's been doing amazing. Uh, Dallas has been making music. Fame has been working hard on something. Paris has just been doing
Paris
his
the
thing.
man.
If you guys haven't seen the video where he builds a computer with his son, go watch it. If you're not knowledgeable about computers but you want to get some stuff in there, go watch that. And Halo has been doing some great things as well. We can't talk about it yet. You will soon.
Just nothing. Spoil
Mhm.
nothing.
But
Not even shit.
just the fact that people can't take pride in their own work anymore and seeing as a man crying as a weak thing, it's like you've never done something you've been proud of, have you? That's all I can think of when I see stuff like that. It's like you've never had a kid. You've never worked on something forever. I just don't understand the why is he crying? That's weak. That no,
the thing about
don't
the
don't
world
go in that mindset.
The same people saying that are sitting at home crying because their anime waifu didn't like them back.
I do want to catch up on some of these messages. When we
Right.
talked about the games that made you cry, Ouya Strike Gaming said a certain scene in the game in Gears of War 2. Leo Soccer 7 said
Yeah.
no game made me emotional per se, but that one got close was Red Dead. Reggie Butler says, Fame, I'm a first time listener. Thank you, we appreciate it. I came for Paris, but I think you got a new listener in me. I went to Hugger's YouTube and IG and fainted. Woo! Hugger getting that love today. Getting that love today.
Thank you guys.
He also said Arthur over John. John Marston didn't do it for me because we walked out. We get a lot of Red Dead 2. Man, Red Dead 2 people in their fields. I like it.
That was a hard game to play.
Somehow the boxes got messed up and Paris wasn't
It was
Hugger's
when
box.
Hugger had to turn off her cam for a bit. And
Yeah.
that's when it shifted everything, but it shifted back.
It's okay.
John Jensen said, I wish my dad did things to like that, but to bond with me. Man, I hope he will one day too.
Before we move on, can I just ask Paris this question?
Yes.
You built the computer with your son, which is I've watched all the parts. It's hella cute. I don't know. Me and my dad have built computers. What was the game you brought to your son? The first game ever? because mine was Mario.
Pretty sure it was Mario 2. I can't remember exactly, but it had to have been a Mario game. That just seems right. I'll say I know what got me and him to bond was Destiny, though. He used to watch me play. He would just sit in here and watch me play. And then eventually I made him my mule, and I would let him play the hunter because I hate hunters. So I let him play the hunter, and I'd have him do all the stuff I didn't want to do. And then he started getting really good on Crucible, right? So then Santa Claus got him his own PlayStation, and this was around Taken King time. And he's like a Crucible master, and we did King's Fall raid together and all that, and just the rest is history. So so that he was 9 when he started, and he's 14 now.
Wow. Also, your son is 14. When you started podcasting back in 2006, I was 13. I was in junior high.
He was a month old when I started.
Oh my god!
There you go for perspective. He was a month old.
That's adorable.
His house, yeah.
Like, if you guys are out there listening, have kids or planning to have kids, there's something about sharing a game with your parent that you may not play it anymore, like Mario or Street Fighters 2 was another big one. There's just something about that you remember that introduced you to gaming.
Okay, we got one more topic I want to hit really quick.
Reading.
We'll go around the ring. Is anyone shocked that Cyberpunk got an M rating and the fact that you can adjust? You can adjust some details on your character.
Some things.
That brings up the conversation. Is it just going to be third person or first person? Because if you can adjust your thing, you better be third person at some point, because I want to see that thing that I spent 20 minutes crafting.
First person.
I spent 20 minutes crafting from that. I want to see it from all angles. Oh my god.
Make it like Cyborg. It's
that's
like
that
metal.
long schlong. As Eddie Murphy would say, that's the Sheboygan people. I brought it way back. I went back to Delirious there.
Hey, Paris, are you surprised at all that Cyberpunk's getting that M rating?
No, not at all. At all. And I'm very glad that they are allowing that, because part of it is, and part of what, for those that don't know, I'm like Cyberpunk super fan, right? But part of the reason I'm glad that they're doing that is just with the lore of Cyberpunk, gender no longer matters in that dark future, right? So people are whatever they want to be. So they should be allowing us, the player, to have our V be whatever we want V to be. If we want V to be a girl with a penis, then that's what we want to do, right? You should be able to do that. You should have the creative freedom to do anything as far as that goes. Explore whatever sexuality you want to explore in the game. It's your game. It's up to you. No one else should be judging that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm glad that CD Projekt Red didn't hold back, and they're just allowing people to be whatever they want, because that's how it should be. That's what the lore is in that game. So it makes sense.
You know what's crazy?
And if you guys don't know, Cyberpunk is more than just a game. It has a storied lore that's already established that you can read about or go look at.
Reading? I think I remember what that. You're talking like subtitles on my anime, right?
I mean, you've been reading them comments, boy.
From the olden days that people used to call books. And get this, it's crazy.
What?
It was made out of paper.
Look, man, get the hell out of here.
What's that?
Look, we can't lie on the podcast, man. We can't be doing that. We're supposed to be honest, upstanding people. And you're over here trying to spread these lies.
We have another super chat. Hold on. $5 from Echelon 7, The Dark. What supernatural vigilante should Xbox use to compete with Superman, Blade, Deadpool, OG
Spider-Man.
Animated Spawn, Venom, or animated series
Venom.
The Boys?
No, to compete with
Amazon
Spider-Man.
series The Boys.
To compete with Spider-Man.
Deadpool is really like the only true competition answer that you could make out of that, because their characters are often compared anyway. You're still in the superhero universe.
You could use Carnage. Carnage is the antithesis.
Give me Wolverine. Give me a Wolverine game, a Logan.
That'd be cool too.
Like, give me Logan.
As far as I was thinking more of like a direct match for Spider-Man, Deadpool. But I'd love to see a Wolverine game.
We got $10 from Fastback. Thank you, Fastback. Great to fame, healthy, and moving forward with the 2XP in a big positive way. Hope to see you at the next PAX South. Keep gaming no matter what. Where because gaming is beautiful all around.
Hey, brother, we will be there, and I appreciate it. Everyone has been wishing me, for my health. I really appreciate it, man. I did go through a dark time with having COVID-19, so everyone's been wishing me well, and from the DMs on Twitter to the messages on the podcast, man. I am so happy and blessed to still be here, to be able to chat it up with my team, to have Paris on the show, man. It was a point in my life I didn't think I would be able to. So everyone has been wishing me well. I really appreciate it. And Fastback, I can't wait to see you at PAX, my brother. We got to link up again.
Follow us all on Twitter, and you will see some good news in the next few days here. So, yeah.
But like I said, I would definitely love to see a Logan game. I think you can do a lot. I mean, the Wolverine is such a iconic character, and you can kind of see him, in the Xbox exclusivity side of the universe. I would love just a next generation, hardcore, mature Logan game. I think it'd be super, super dope, in my opinion.
But who would make it?
Ooh, who would you want to make it?
Well, before we get on that, we were talking about Mike Ponce. If you guys don't know, one of the original creator of the Cyberpunk mythos universe. Great guy, has a lot of stuff out there.
His name is Mike Pondsmith. Don't do him like that.
I'm Canadian. I say what I want. But Cyberpunk, it's out there. I don't know how religiously it's going to follow what he created, but it's out there. Go see what he's got. Just a super nice guy.
He's heavily involved in it. I was lucky enough to briefly meet him. For a minute at Gamescom. Super nice guy. You talk about a deep voice. He has the voice. He has super Barry White.
Deeper than yours?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. I mean,
so I'm talking to God right now, so I don't know.
Hey, if you guys haven't, if you go to Paris's Twitter handle, look at his header. That's freaking awesome.
I saw it.
Well, that was hilarious because CD Projekt Red made it. The official Cyberpunk account made that and posted it. That was hilarious.
That's freaking awesome. They did a good job. It's great to see you with hair.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
You know what?
It was the same thing for Fame.
I don't know if there was
Fame hairline been creeping back.
Wow.
I don't know if there'd be another studio I trust to make a Cyberpunk game.
No.
I mean, there's a studio that can make a Cyberpunk game, but could there be a studio that make a Cyberpunk game? CD Projekt Red.
Here's the thing: CD Projekt Red before Witcher 3? Hell no, because I don't know if you guys have played The Witcher 1 and 2. Oh my god, completely different games. But CD Projekt Red after Witcher 3.
It's not even about that. Let them be great. Let them do their thing.
Yeah, but it's like going back into Rockstar's history. Rockstar, great games, but if you really go back into their history, they made some absolute turds.
Hey, let them learn from their experiences, man. Let them do that.
For those in the chat, so you guys can see what they did for that's pretty awesome, man.
Looking good. The hair is weird, but looking good.
So before we get up out of here, do you guys have anything else you guys want to run down?
Hold on. We got another $10 super chat.
Oh, yes, please.
Fame. God bless you, man. I didn't know you had the Rona. The fact that you're here means God isn't through with you yet, brother. Much respect and keep moving forward 100%.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a hell of a road, and I'm happy to be here, and I really appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
He not through with you yet. He got to keep bringing that karma.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I was saved so 5/11/2020 could happen, right? I mean, it got to be what it is, right? That my beautiful wife and my wonderful children. So I definitely was saved for a reason. So,
I'm turning my shots into something wholesome. Don't do that.
Hey,
Yeah, come on, boy.
hey, Paris. One thing we like to do on this podcast before we leave is that we like for everyone to give a video game suggestion. It could be something old, something new, a game that you absolutely love, you want others to play. If I could say, hey, Paris, give me a game to play right now, what game would it be?
I would tell people to play Hellblade because, like we talk about Game Pass and all that, I discovered it because of Game Pass. I had never played that game until recently, and is an absolute gem. So I'm really anticipating the sequel. And like everyone told me on Twitter, if you do play Hellblade, do it with headphones because the audio cues is what
Got
makes
to,
the
yeah.
experience.
It's the only way to play.
All those little whispers, man, freaking me
Man,
out.
you stop playing after you go on doing whatever it is you're doing for like 10 minutes after you still are hearing whispers in the back of your head.
Yep.
Yep.
Hugger, what you got today?
Well, this week I've been playing hard Rise of Tomb Raider because it's gonna leave Game Pass on the 15th. So that's what I've been playing. But y'all, if you can get your hands on, and if you guys really want to link up with me, hit me up on Twitter. I will send you the link where you can get it. No One Lives Forever 1 and 2. It's an old game. It's from that weird era of PC gaming where like Vivendi, which is like the French Tencent, was all up in gaming. It's a 60s style like James Bond game, but better. And they are just so good. But if you guys really want to play it, I'll send you a link to the site I know because nobody really owns the rights to them anymore because Vivendi gave them up, but the game studio doesn't exist anymore. So No One Lives Forever 1 and 2. Beautiful games. Go play them.
Snips, what you recommending this week, brother?
I'm about to play some Valorant probably after this, man. So, oh no, you know what? You know, a game I started playing recently, kind of randomly in my free time, is Eve Online. I know I'm super late to the game on this one, and
That's a good game.
This is not a game for the faint of heart in terms of its depth. This thing gets really, really, really intricate, but it kind of lets you move at your own pace, especially at the beginning. So I've been messing around with that, having some fun in my spare time. A good way to chill and decompress.
Either you dip lightly into Eve or you dip all the way into Eve. There's no in between.
And you are never heard from ever again.
Hey guys in the chat, while we give notifications, while we giving recommendations, you guys give recommendations too. I said a couple already. I'm gonna get to in a few moments. Dallas, what are your game recommendation for this week, brother?
Well, because I've been busy doing some very, very cool stuff that people will know about later on.
511.
I haven't been playing many games, but if ever there's a time I cannot give you a game recommendation, I will hit you with at the very least something to watch. So, if you are into martial arts films like I am, there is actually that just made me think of a game that I want to recommend. We'll get there. If you are into martial arts movies,
Jade
like
Empire,
I am,
yes,
man, for real. I'm not gonna sit here and stunt. I never got to play Jade Empire, and I really wanted to. So I might have to. I got the OG Xbox sitting back there. If I can find the game, I might have to.
Great BioWare game.
But there is a movie called Chocolate. If you've never seen it, it's about this girl, this adolescent autistic girl, who she is a savant as it pertains to martial arts. If she lives right next to a Thai boxing studio, she watches a lot of like Bruce Lee movies and stuff. And her mama and daddy used to be gangsters. Daddy's nowhere to be found. Mama gets sick. She finds the little black book that shows all the people that still owe her money, and she goes to collect that money. Obviously, nobody's giving money to this little girl. So when they put hands on her, she put hands on them. Very good. It's called Chocolate. I don't know where you can find it. I don't know. Google it.
It was on Netflix.
I found it, but
I don't know. If
Chocolate 2008, not Chocolate 2000.
Yeah, not Chocolate.
There's a movie with the same name that's from 2000. 2008 is the one you're looking for, guys.
Thank you, Hugger. Also, while we're talking about martial arts, I don't know if very many people really played this game like that. It's kind of slept on, but it definitely probably got looked over considering what other games Devolver had. But Absolver, if you're into martial arts once again, Absolver is one of those. I'm not even gonna say too much. Just go find a trailer. That's what I'm trying to say. A trailer. It's one of those games where You start with one of 3 fighting styles. You learn moves by having them used on you, or dodging them, or blocking them. And they just added another fighting style called Fei Jin, which is pretty much Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee fighting style. So if you're into martial arts at all, both those things are for you.
Nice. Meek, what's your gaming recommendation for the week, brother?
Um, haven't really been playing nothing new lately. I've like I said, I've been back on Fallout Heavy on Xbox time. I did start playing through Horizon again because I never actually got to the DLC, and I played and finished Horizon Zero Dawn before I had a 4K TV, so now I'm going through that again with GR, and it's like a whole nother game to me. And I think in the next couple weeks I'm probably going to start up the last playthrough right before the new one comes out. But yeah, there's no real new act recommendations. Oh, Streets of Rage! It's amazing. Get it.
And
Game Pass, Xbox.
For me, to kind of piggyback off of you, mine is actually the original Streets of Rage. With Streets of Rage 4 out, I recommend everyone go play the original Streets of Rage game. It's still so good to this day. The music is just impeccable. Such a great game, and Blaze is still the GOAT. So before we...
I'm not saying you might need a ROM for that, and I know where to get it, but you might need a ROM for that.
Whoa.
Trey 8 asked, what is 511? It's actually a new convenience store up the street. They sell all the great stuff.
7-Eleven downsizing because of COVID.
It is the day, May 11th, and something really, really cool should happen that day. So if you follow us all on Twitter, you will get to find out at the moment it happens.
511 is going to be an amazing day.
Game suggestions from the comments. Rain says Batman Telltale games. Yep.
Okay.
Those are great.
Games.
They are.
Rain also says he loves the Baki franchise. Baki is great. I think the anime on Netflix is kind of trash, but I like it. And then nobody else gave any suggestions, y'all. Come on.
Drop and post show.
Mm-hmm.
There was, you know what? There's an anime I was gonna say not to watch. That's on Netflix, but it was so bad I don't even remember what it's called. So,
Paris, I did this last week. Do you watch anime?
Absolutely.
What is the one anime
Cowboy
for
Bebop.
somebody? I already said
that was
Cowboy
quick
Bebop last week, boy.
That was quick.
Like, what is the one anime aside from Cowboy? What did we say? Cowboy Bebop. I said also
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Hakusho. I said Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Well, you're taking like literally everything I would say.
Like deep dive. What is that thing that people need to watch if they've never watched anime and want to get into it? It could be new, old, whatever.
Akira. I mean, Akira. Go to Akira. It's old school. I mean, that's the OG.
Akira is...
Rock with it.
Yeah, it's set the standard for animation at the time.
Actual factual.
And if you know, Akira sometimes maybe heavy subject matter. Any Studio Ghibli movie, they're good. They're real good.
Yeah, I mean, you could do Kiki's Delivery Service, Princess Mononoke,
Princess Mononoke is the best.
Yeah, Spirited Away. God, just go down the list. I mean, there's a ton. I mean, obviously, Ghost in the Shell would be another one from the 90s. I would recommend people check out.
Ghost in the Shell is not the Scarlett Johansson movie. Ghost in the Shell from the 90s.
The real one.
My man said Spirited Away. Love Spirited Away, man.
And not the Arise ones, because the Arise ones are the newer stuff, but like the original one. If somebody will go around the panel, but Paris, if somebody had to watch something today that you would recommend on a streaming service, we got Netflix, Hulu, all them crap. What would you recommend they watch today?
There it is. This man knows anime. He ready. Demon Slayer is legit. So legit.
Kev, that's above me.
I know you said it already last week, but my real recommendation is always going to be Cowboy Bebop. That's literally where Vicious 696 came from. Is Vicious, the villain. It is my all-time favorite anime. It's one of the rare anime.
Did your name come from there?
Yeah, it did. And the only reason I have 696 is because at the time, and I found out later why, but I was in the Xbox Live Alpha back in, I guess that was 01, right? And
oh my God.
you could pick a name. So I tried to get Vicious, and I couldn't get Vicious. So I was like, all right, I did Vicious 696. Turns out Vicious was one of the banned names. So that's why I didn't get it at the time. Or I would have just Vicious as my,
Whoa.
I wonder why.
yeah. Because Vicious, violence, the whole thing.
Yeah. 2001 was a weird time, my guy. That was Y2K and all that.
Yep.
Kev.
I found that show, y'all. I found it. Do not watch under any circumstances. Do not watch Magmel. Is the name.
Well, now we're gonna go watch it. He told us not to watch it.
It's god awful. Like, and it'll fool you. The first episode will seem, it'll be like, hey, this might be pretty good. Second episode will be like, oh, they could be onto something. I see like this could be going somewhere. And then literally by episode, like the second half of episode 3, you're like, what in the hell is going on? This is so dumb. Everything that once started has been lost. And then it just bounces back and forth between how crappy it is and how absolutely marginal it is for like the rest of the series. It's really terrible.
Like Supergirl.
I feel like worse, maybe. I don't know. It was painful.
What is that one anime that people to watch today if they don't want to go back and watch the old stuff? What should they watch right now?
Tower of God. Did we mention that last week? I don't know if anybody touched on that last week. Tower of God's out right now. That's currently airing, and it's a pretty good one. Kind of a more unique animation style, I think, but that one seems really good. So if you aren't already, which you probably should be, Tower.
Okay.
Dallas. DLLLAZ man.
Let me see. If you want something that is...
Gotcha. Oh, before you get in... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Before we get into it, Vicious needs to go. His family needs him.
Let's wrap. Yep. My wife is right behind my green screen. So we're going to pick back up the animes next week. Let's do a quick outro really fast right next to me, Citizen Snips.
Yo, thanks for stopping by, everybody. It was a lot of fun tonight. Thanks to Paris for coming out and joining the podcast. Hopefully we'll see y'all next week on Wednesday.
Floor hugger underneath me.
Thank you guys for all the donations and stuff. We got some big news that you will be privy to in a couple days. I hope you guys are with us next week. I hope you guys stick with us for as much as you can. And who went to my Instagram there? I will try to post more fire stuff for you to enjoy.
Next to Hugger.
See you guys next week.
I apologize. Next to Hugger, Dallas man.
Man, I had fun. I had fun last week. I'm going to have fun next week. Make sure you stay tuned for the game that me and Snips are developing in space. It's called Star Citizen Snips. See you next time.
Halo to the King.
Appreciate y'all coming out. Appreciate Nate Paris for coming out. And we'll catch y'all next week.
Last but not least, from Gamer Tag Radio, one of my favorite follows on Twitter, Paris.
Hey, again, thank you for inviting me. Thank you. I'm glad that we had the Twitter discussion. This was a lot of fun. That got me to come on, and this was cool. This was good.
Awesome sauce. This was 106. If you guys come next Wednesday, we promise to level you up to 107. It's been real, and we're out. Later.
Annyeong.